Very good morning students, this is Priya, your science teacher. In this video I will explain you the chapter number 16 of your NCERT textbook, that is light. In this chapter we will study about the laws of reflection, the reflection of light, about the plane mirror, about the types of reflection, that is regular and irregular, about the structure of the eye, the defects of eye, the multiple reflection and the applications of multiple reflection, and so on. So let's start the chapter. First of all, what is a light? It is a electromagnetic radiation that composed of various colors. So all the world is largely known through the senses, the sense of sight, the sense of touch, the sense of smell, the sense of hearing. The sense of sight, it is the one of the most important senses among all the senses, because through it we see mountains, rivers, trees, plants, chairs, people, and so many other things around the world. So how is seeing made possible to us? What makes these things visible? Have we ever thought that our eyes, they see the objects in the light, but we cannot see an object in the dark? What does that means? It means that eyes alone cannot see any object. It is only when light from an object it enters our eyes that we see the object. That is, the light may have been emitted by the object or may be reflected by it, which enters our eye, and we may be able to see that object. In class 7th, you have learned that a polished or a shiny surface can act as a mirror. A mirror can change the direction of the light that falls on it. So let's perform a very simple activity to understand the laws of reflection and about the reflection. Fix a white sheet of paper on a drawing board or a table. Then take a comb and close all its openings except one in the middle. You can use a strip of black paper for this purpose. Hold the comb perpendicular to the sheet of paper like this. Throw the light from the torch through the opening of the comb and from one side. With slight adjustment of the torch and the comb, you will see a ray of light along the paper on the other side of the comb. Keep the comb and the torch steady. Place a strip of plane mirror in the path of the light ray. What do you observe? By this activity, you can observe that after striking the mirror, the ray of light is reflected in other direction, like this. The light ray which strikes at any surface is called the incident ray, and the ray that comes back after striking the surface or after the reflection is known as the reflected ray. So draw the lines showing the position of the plane mirror, the incident ray and the reflected ray on the paper with the help of your friend. Remove the mirror of the comb. Draw a line making an angle of 90 degrees to the line representing the mirror at the point. Draw the line of the mirror. This is basically the mirror. This is the incident ray of light. This is the reflected ray. And this is the line which is perpendicular to the mirror, which is at 90 degrees to the mirror. This is known as the normal. So this line is known as the normal to the reflecting surface at that point. The angle between the normal and the incident ray is called the angle of incidence. This is known as the angle of incidence, and the angle between the normal and the reflected ray is known as the angle of reflection. Measure the angle of the incidence and the angle of the reflection. Repeat this activity several times by changing the angle of incidence. You will notice the relationship between the angle of incidence and the angle of reflection. It is seen that the angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection, which is the first law of reflection, that angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection. Next is the second law of reflection. We can understand this law with the help of an activity. Perform activity 1 again, and this time use a sheet of stiff paper or a chart paper. Let the sheet project a little beyond the edge of the table. Cut the projecting portion of the sheet in the middle and look at the reflected ray. Make sure that the reflected ray it extends to the projected portion of the paper. Bend that part of the projected portion on which the reflected ray falls. Can you still see the reflected ray? Now bring paper back to the original position like this. Can you see the reflected ray again? What do you observe from this activity? When the whole sheet of paper is spread on this table, it represents one plane. This is one plane. And the incident ray, the normal at the point of incident, and the reflected ray are all in this plane. They are all these, the incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal, these three rays, these are present in one plane. When you bend the paper, you create a plane different from the plane in which you have previously done. So then you don't see the reflected ray, because what does it indicate? It indicates that the incident ray, the normal, and the reflected ray, they all lie in the same plane. This is another law of reflection, which is known as the second law of reflection. Okay. Now, with the after performing these two activities, you can answer these types of questions: that was the image erect or upside down? Was it of the same size as the object? Did the image appear at the same distance behind the mirror, or object was in front of it? Could it be obtained on the screen? So let us answer these type of question with the help of another activity. To lateral inversion. A source of light O is placed in front of a plane mirror PQ like this. A source which is O, this is placed in front of a plane mirror, that is PQ, and OC are incident on it. This is the OC, which is the incident ray. Draw normals to the surface of the mirror PQ at the points A and C. Draw normal at the points A and C. Then draw the reflected rays at the point A and C. How would you draw these rays? Call the reflected rays AB and CD like this. The OA and OC are the incident ray, and AB and CD, these are the reflected rays. Extend them further. Do they meet? Extend them backwards. Do they meet now? If they meet, mark this point as I. For a viewer's eye at E, the reflected rays, they appear to come from the point I. When the observer, it stands at point E, it seems like these reflected rays, they tends to meet at the point I. Since the reflected rays, they do not actually meet at I but only appear to do so, we say that virtual image of point O is formed at I. So I is the virtual image of the object which is placed at point O. That you have already learned in class 7. Such an image, this type of virtual image, they cannot be obtained on a screen. The image which are obtained on a screen, these are known as erect image. For example, the projectors, the projectors that we used in our classrooms, in our smart class, that are used to picturize the chapter, these are basically the erect image, because they can be obtained on a screen. But virtual image, they cannot be obtained on a screen, so they are known as the virtual image. So you may recall that an image formed by a plane mirror, the left of the object appears on the right and the right appears on the left. This process is known as lateral inversion. आपने नॉर्मली ऑब्जर्व किया होगा कि जब हम मिरर के सामने खड़े होते हैं तो हमारा जो राइट हैंड है वो मिरर के लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे दिखाई देता है, और हमारा जो लेफ्ट हैंड है वो मिरर के राइट हैंड साइड पे दिखाई देता है. सो लेफ्ट साइड ऑब्जेक्ट की वो राइट साइड पे दिखाई देती है, और राइट साइड ऑब्जेक्ट की वो मिरर में लेफ्ट साइड पे दिखती है. दिस प्रोसेस इज नोन एज लेटरल इन्वर्जन. Next is this is the laws of reflection, and these are the laws of reflection. Next is the types of reflection. Reflection, these are basically of two types: regular reflection and irregular reflection, or diffused reflection. We can understand this with the help of this activity. Imagine that parallel rays are incident on an irregular surface as shown in the figure 6.6. Remember that the laws of reflection are valid at each point of the surface. ठीक है, हम लॉज ऑफ रिफ्लेक्शन यहाँ भी अप्लाई कर सकते हैं, यहाँ भी अप्लाई कर सकते हैं, यहाँ भी अप्लाई कर सकते हैं, और यहाँ भी अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. सो यूज दिस लॉ टू कंस्ट्रक्ट द रिफ्लेक्टेड रेज एट वेरियस पॉइंट्स. आर दे पैरेलल टू वन अनदर? यू विल फाइंड दैट दीज रेज आर रिफ्लेक्टेड इन डिफरेंट डायरेक्शंस. जब रफ सरफेस पे कोई इंसिडेंट रे स्ट्राइक करती है तो उसकी जो रिफ्लेक्टेड रे है, दीज आर रिफ्लेक्टेड इन डिफरेंट डायरेक्शन. दीज आर नॉट पैरेलल टू ईच अदर. So when all the parallel rays, they reflected from a plane surface, they does not remain parallel even after reflection. These are known as diffused reflection. Remember that the diffused reflection is not due to the failure of the laws of reflection. ठीक है, ये रिमेंबर दिस के जो डिफ्यूज रिफ्लेक्शन है वो इट इज कॉज्ड बाय द इरेगुलरिटीज और बाय द इरेगुलरिटीज प्रेजेंट ऑन द रफ सरफेस लाइक दैट ऑफ अ कार्डबोर्ड. सो ये सरफेस की वजह से जो है ये लॉज ऑफ रिफ्लेक्शन फेल होते हैं इन केस ऑफ डिफ्यूज्ड और इरेगुलर रिफ्लेक्शन. रेगुलर रिफ्लेक्शन क्या होता है? जब इंसिडेंट रेज जो एक दूसरे के पैरेलल है दे रिमेन पैरेलल इवन आफ्टर द रिफ्लेक्शन. रिफ्लेक्शन के बाद भी वो एक दूसरे के पैरेलल रहती हैं. दिस टाइप ऑफ रिफ्लेक्शन इज नोन एज रेगुलर रिफ्लेक्शन लाइक यू कैन सी इन द डायग्राम इन द फिगर 16.8. सो इमेजेस दे जनरली आर फाउंड बाय द रेगुलर. So now you have understood that we see all the objects due to the reflected light. For example, the moon, it receives light from the sun and reflects it. That's how we see the moon. The objects which shine in the light of other objects, they are known as illuminated objects. For example, moon. Illuminated objects वो ऑब्जेक्ट होते हैं जो दूसरे ऑब्जेक्ट की लाइट को रिफ्लेक्ट करते हैं. ठीक है. और ल्यूमिनस ऑब्जेक्ट्स वो होते हैं जो अपनी खुद की लाइट एमिट करते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल सन है, फायर है, फ्लेम ऑफ अ कैंडल, इलेक्ट्रिक प्लांट. दीज आर द ऑब्जेक्ट्स विच गिव देयर ओन लाइट. सो देयर लाइट फॉल ऑफ ऑन आवर आईज. दैट इज वाई हाउ वी सी देम. सो दीज आर नोन एज द ल्यूमिनस ऑब्जेक्ट्स. The next question that arises in your mind is that can the reflected rays they be further reflected if incident on another mirror? The answer is yes. Reflected light can be reflected again. For example, recall the last time you visit your hairdresser. After your haircut is complete, he places a mirror at your back to show how the hair has been cut. So can you think how could you see the hair at the back of your head? Because this is because of the multiple reflection. ठीक है. For example, the periscope. In case of periscope, they make use of two plane mirrors. That how the reflection from the two mirrors that enables you to see objects which are not visibly directly. Periscopes और kaleidoscope हैं जो कि multiple reflection के principle पे basis हैं. These are the two devices. Periscope and kaleidoscope. They both are based on the multiple reflection. Like periscope is used in submarines. ठीक है. अंडर वाटर यूज किए जाते हैं, टैंक्स में यूज किए जाते हैं, बाय द सोल्जर्स यूज किए जाते हैं इन द बंकर्स टू सी द थिंग्स आउटसाइड सो दैट द लार्ज डिस्टेंस ऑब्जेक्ट्स कैन बी सीन इजीली. दिस इज अ पेरिस्कोप. दिस इज द ऑब्जर्वर. पेरिस्कोप में 45 डिग्री के एंगल पे दो मिरर्स लगे होते हैं. ठीक है. जब यहाँ पे ऑब्जेक्ट, दिस इज द ऑब्जेक्ट, ये ऑब्जेक्ट की इमेज जस्ट इस मिरर पे पड़ती है तो इसको रिफ्लेक्ट कर देता है इस मिरर पे और फिर ये मिरर ये रिफ्लेक्ट करता है ऑब्जर्वर की आई पे. सो दिस इज बेसिकली द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ मल्टीपल रिफ्लेक्शन. So now you have wondered that how what happens when two plane mirror they are used in combination. For example, in the activity 16.5, this is a very fun activity. You can perform this at your home. They place the two plane mirrors at the right angle with each other and with their edges touching. To hinge them you can use adhesive tape or you can use a Fevicol. उनके बीच में आप एक coin place कर दीजिए. Then you can see number of images. ठीक है. नाउ हिंज द मिरर यूजिंग द एडेसिव टेप एट डिफरेंट एंगल्स. आप 45 डिग्री पे एंगल करके देख लीजिए, 60 डिग्री करके देखिए, 120 डिग्री, 180 डिग्री. तो जैसे जैसे आप एंगल जो है वो इंक्रीज करते जाते हैं, नंबर ऑफ इमेजेस जो है वो कम होता जाता है. और जैसे जैसे आप एंगल जो है 90 डिग्री से 60 डिग्री देन 45 डिग्री एंगल कम करते जाएंगे, नंबर ऑफ इमेजेस जो है वो इंक्रीज होता जाएगा. फाइनली जब दो मिरर्स जो हैं वो आपस में 0 डिग्री के एंगल पे रखे जाते हैं लाइक इन फिगर 16.11, then only two images are formed because the image that is formed in one mirror it act as the object of the second mirror and the image that is formed in case of second mirror it acts as the object for the first mirror. So this is basically the phenomena of multiple reflection. You have noticed or you have seen a kaleidoscope that is used to make beautiful patterns, numerous beautiful patterns. This device is also basically based on the principle of the multiple reflection. For example, you can make a kaleidoscope at your home with the help of this activity. To make a kaleidoscope, get 3 rectangular mirrors about 15 सेंटीमीटर लॉन्ग एंड 4 सेंटीमीटर वाइड. ठीक है, उन तीनों को ज्वाइन कर दीजिए लाइक अ प्रिज्म. एक ट्रायंगुलर प्रिज्म आप उससे बना लीजिए. फिर उसे fix these 3 mirrors in a circular cardboard tube or tube of a thick chart paper. Make sure that the tube is slightly longer than the mirror strips. Close one end of the tube by a cardboard disc having a hole in the center through which you can see. So to make the disc durable, paste a piece of transparent plastic sheet under the cardboard disc. At the other end, touching the mirrors, fixed a circular plain glass plate. Place on this glass plate several small pieces of colored glass. You can use broken pieces of your bangles, or you can use broken pieces of any other colorful materials. Close this end of the tube by a ground glass plate. Allow enough space for the color pieces to move around. Your kaleidoscope is ready. Now you can see through the hole and you will be able to see a variety of patterns in the tube. Interesting feature of a kaleidoscope is that you will never see the same pattern again and again. So designers of wallpapers and fabrics and artists, they use kaleidoscope to get the ideas for the new patterns. Also kaleidoscope is also used in various type of toys to make it more attractive. This is the principle of multiple reflection. Next is the dispersion of light. Dispersion of light is a very interesting phenomena. To understand this phenomena, let us perform another activity. Get a plane mirror of suitable size, like this of the picture, of very small size. Place it in a bowl, like this. Fill the bowl with water. Put this arrangement near a window where is the sunlight, so that the direct sunlight it falls on the mirror. Adjust the position of the bowl such that the reflected light it forms from the mirror, it falls directly on the wall. If the wall is not white, fix a sheet of white paper on it. Reflected light will be seen to have many colors. How can you explain this? Because the mirror and water, they form a prism basically. This breaks up the light into its constituent colors, as you can see in class 7. So this splitting of light into its constituent colors, this is known as the dispersion of light. So rainbow, it is a natural phenomena which is based on this phenomena, that is dispersion of light. Next is the structure of the human eye. So eye, it is one of the most important sense organ. It is therefore important to understand its structure and working. So the eye has roughly a spherical shape. The outer coat of the eye is white in color. It is tough so that it can protect the interior of the eye from the accidents. The outer transparent part of the eye is known as cornea. Behind the cornea, we find a dark muscular structure which is known as the iris. हमारी आइज के ऊपर जो ट्रांसपेरेंट पार्ट होता है, जो हमें विजिबल नहीं होता, दैट इज नोन एज कॉर्निया. कॉर्निया के जस्ट बिहाइंड आइरिस प्रेजेंट होता है, जो कि मस्कुलर स्ट्रक्चर होता है. आइरिस के सेंटर में एक स्मॉल ओपनिंग होती है जिसे हम बोलते हैं प्यूपिल, which is the size of the pupil is controlled by the iris. ठीक है, प्यूपिल का साइज है वो आइरिस रेगुलेट करता है. फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर हम सनलाइट से डायरेक्टली एक डार्क रूम में एंटर करते हैं तो हमें कुछ दिखाई नहीं देता, क्योंकि प्यूपिल का साइज है प्यूपिल जो है वो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हो जाता है. जब ज़्यादा अमाउंट ऑफ लाइट प्यूपिल के अंदर एंटर करती है तो प्यूपिल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हो जाता है. जैसे हम किसी डार्क रूम में एंटर करते हैं तो अमाउंट ऑफ लाइट जो है वो कम हो जाता है, जिसकी वजह से प्यूपिल को रिलैक्स होने में थोड़ा टाइम लगता है. तो प्यूपिल रिलैक्स हो जाता है, देन वी विल एबल टू सी आफ्टर सम टाइम. So the iris is that part of the eye which give it its distinctive color. So when we say that the person has green eyes, we refer actually the color of the iris. हमारी eyes जो है different colors की होती है, green होती है, blue होती है, brown होती है, black होती है. तो it basically depends on the color of the iris or the color of the pigment that is present in our eyes. This iris, it controls the amount of light entering into the eye. Behind the pupil of the human eye, there is a lens which is present, which is thicker at the center. This lens focuses the light which enters into our eye to the back of the eye on a layer called the retina. Retina is basically the screen of the eye where is the image formation takes place. This retina, it contains several kind of nerve cells. The sensation felt by the nerve cell are then transmitted to the brain through the optic nerve. There are two kinds of cell, that is cones and rods. Cone cells, these are sensitive to the bright light, and rod cells, these are sensitive to the dim light. Basically cones, they sense the color, and rods, they sense the black and white. At the junction of the optic nerve and the retina, there are no sensory cells. No cells are present in this spot, so no vision is possible at that spot. This is called the blind spot. You can observe the blind spot of our eye with the help of the activity. You can make a round mark and a cross on a sheet of paper with the spot to the right of the cross. The distance between the two marks may be 6 to 8 centimeter. Hold the sheet of paper at arm's length from the eye. Close your left eye, look continuously at the cross and move the sheet slowly towards you. ठीक है, धीरे धीरे आप उस शीट को अपने पास लाएंगे. Keeping your eye on the cross, what do you find after some time? Does the round mark disappear at some point? Now close your right eye and look at the round mark and repeat this activity. Does the cross disappear? So the disappearance of this cross or the round mark, it shows that there is a particular point on the human eye, on the retina, which cannot send messages to the brain when light falls on it. This particular spot is known as the blind spot. So I hope you have understood the structure and the working of. The next phenomena that we experience is the persistence of vision. What is persistence of vision? The impression of the image that we see does not vanish immediately from the retina. जो ऑब्जेक्ट अगर किसी ऑब्जेक्ट से लाइट रिफ्लेक्ट होके हमारी आई में एंटर करती है, तो और अगर वो ऑब्जेक्ट हमारे सामने से हट जाए तो वो जो उसकी इमेज होती है वो हमारे रेटिना पर कुछ टाइम तक रहती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, फॉर अबाउट 1/16 of the second, this image it persists on our retina. So if still images of a moving object are flashed on the eye at the rate of faster than 16 per second, then the eye perceive this object as moving. ठीक है, तो this क्वालिटी ऑफ ह्यूमन आई इज नोन एज परसिस्टेंस ऑफ विजन, क्योंकि हमारे ब्रेन में, हमारे रेटिना में जो इमेज फॉर्मेशन है उस पर्टिकुलर ऑब्जेक्ट की वो कुछ टाइम तक रहती है. दैट्स वाई द मूवीज वी सी आर एक्चुअली द नंबर ऑफ सेपरेट पिक्चर्स इन द प्रॉपर सीक्वेंस. सो दे आर मूव अक्रॉस द आई यूजुअली एट द रेट ऑफ 24 पिक्चर्स पर सेकेंड. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, फास्टर देन द 16 पर सेकेंड. ठीक है, 1/16 पिक्चर्स पर सेकेंड. अगर हमारी आई में ऑब्जेक्ट की लाइट जो है वो 16 पिक्चर्स की एक ही सेकंड में अगर वो चेंज हो रही है तो वो ऐसा लगता है हमें कि वो जो पिक्चर्स है वो मूव कर रही हैं. सो वी सी अ मूविंग पिक्चर. दैट्स व्हाई दिस फिनोमेना इज नोन एज द परसिस्टेंस ऑफ विजन. Nature has provided eyes with eyelids to protect from any object entering the eye. So eyelid, they also shut down light when not required. Eye is such a wonderful instrument that it can see distant objects as well as the nearby objects. ठीक है, एक होता है नियर पॉइंट ह्यूमन आई का, नियर पॉइंट, एक होता है फार पॉइंट. नियर पॉइंट इज द पॉइंट, it is the minimum distance at which the eye can see objects distinctly varies with age. इसके नियर पॉइंट से कम डिस्टेंस में हमारी आई जो है वो उस ऑब्जेक्ट को आइडेंटिफाई नहीं कर पाती. फार पॉइंट होता है, इट इज़ द मैक्सिमम डिस्टेंस एट विच वी कैन रीड विद अ नॉर्मल आई. दिस इज फार पॉइंट ऑफ अ नॉर्मल ह्यूमन आई इज अबाउट 25 सेंटीमीटर. 25 सेंटीमीटर से दूर हमें कोई ऑब्जेक्ट ब्लड दिखाई देगी, इतनी इजीली हम उसे नहीं देख पाएंगे. सो दिस इज बेसिकली द नियर पॉइंट एंड द फार पॉइंट ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट. कुछ पर्टिकुलर पर्सन्स के अंदर कुछ डिफेक्ट हो जाता है, जिससे कि कुछ पर्सन होते हैं जो नियर ऑब्जेक्ट्स को क्लियरली नहीं देख पाते, कुछ पर्सन होते हैं जो डिस्टेंट ऑब्जेक्ट्स को क्लियरली नहीं देख पाते. सो दिस इज बिकॉज ऑफ द पर्टिकुलर डिफेक्ट ऑफ द आई दैट इज नोन एज मायोपिया and hypermetropia. So these are the two defects which occur in normal human eye. Myopia is the defect in which a particular person can see the near objects but it cannot see the distant objects so clearly. On the other hand, hypermetropia, in this case the person cannot see the near objects and it can clearly see the distant objects. So with suitable corrective lenses, with convex and concave lenses, we can correct these defects of the eye. Sometimes, particularly in the old age, the eyesight it becomes foggy, it becomes blurred. So it is due to the eye lens become cloudy. Eye lens के ऊपर कुछ एक पर्टिकुलर एज अराउंड 45 to 50 की एज में हमारी आई लेंस के ऊपर फैट की डिपोजिशन होने लग जाती है, जिससे कि हमारी आई साइट जो है वो वीक होने लग जाती है, ब्लर्ड होने लग जाती है. सो देर इज अ लॉस ऑफ विजन, समटाइम्स एक्सट्रीमली सीवियर. दिस कंडीशन इज नोन एज कैटरैक्ट. It is possible to treat this defect. We can treat this defect with the help of laser beam. The opaque lens is removed and a new artificial lens is inserted. So modern technology has made this procedure simpler and safer. I hope you have understood these defects of eye. Next is the care of eyes. It is very necessary that you should take proper care of your eyes. If there is any problem, we should go to the eye specialist. You can take care of your eyes with the following ways. For example, if advised, you can use suitable spectacles with a proper number. Too little or too much light is bad for your eyes. Insufficient light, it causes eye strain and headaches. Too much light, like that of the sun, a powerful lamp or laser torch, can injure your retina. Do not look at the sun or powerful light directly. Never rub your eyes if particles dust go into your eyes. Wash your eyes frequently with clean water. Always read at the normal distance for vision. Do not read by bringing your book too close or too far to your eyes. And eat balanced diet so that your eye can get the proper nutrient. For example, vitamin A, you can take raw carrots, broccoli, green vegetables such as spinach, cod liver oil, which are rich in vitamins A and that are very good for eyes. Did you know that the this is basically the structure of the human eye, but what about the other organisms, the animals that have eyes shaped in different ways? Eyes of a crab are quite small, but they enable the crab to look around, so the crab can sense even if the enemy approaches behind them. Butterfly, it basically have large eyes that seem to made up of thousands of little eyes. So butterfly can see not only in the front and the sides but the back as well. A night bird or the owl can see very well in the night, but not during the day, because the owl has a large cornea and a large pupil to allow more light in its eye. On the other hand, the daylight birds like kite, eagle can see well during the day but not in the night. Also, owl has the retina, a large number of rods and only a few cones. So the day birds on the other hand have no more cones and fewer rod cells. This is basically the type of eyes that are present in different organisms. Next is the people who are visually challenged, how they can read and write. So the visually challenged persons can read and write as well with a special type of technique that is known as the Braille system. The resources are provided to these type of people which are visually challenged, that is non-optical aids and optical aids are provided so that reading and writing can be made easier for them. Non-optical aids, they include visual aids, tactual aids using the sense of touch, or auditory aids using the sense of hearing, and electronic aids. Visual aids, they can magnify the words, can provide suitable intensity of light and material at proper distances. Tactual aids include braille, writer, slate and stylus, help the visually challenged person in taking notes, reading and writing. Auditory aids, they include cassettes, tape recorders, talking books and the other such devices. Electronic aids such as talking calculators are also available for many computational tasks. Closed circuit television, also an electronic aid, enlarges printed material with suitable contrast and illumination. Nowadays, use of audio CDs and voice boxes with computers are also very helpful for listening to and writing the desired text. Optical aids, they include the bifocal lens, contact lens, tinted lens, magnifiers and telescopic aids. So with the help of these aids, visually challenged people can be able to read and write. Next is what is Braille system. The most popular resource for visually challenged people is known as the Braille system. The Louis Braille, which is himself a visually challenged person, he developed a system for the visually challenged person. and it is published in 1821. The present system was adopted in 1932. This is Braille code for common languages, mathematics and scientific notations. Many Indian languages can be read using the Braille system. Braille system generally has 63 dot patterns or characters. Each character here represent a letter, a combination of letter, a common word or a grammatical sign. Dots are arranged in the cells of two vertical rows of 3 dots. These pattern of dots to represent some English alphabets and some common words are shown below as example of dot patterns used in the Braille system. These patterns, when embossed on Braille sheet, they help visually challenged people to recognize the words very easily and by touching it. So to make them easier to touch, the dots are raised slightly. So this is the system which are proposed for the visually challenged. Visually challenged people, they learn the Braille system by beginning with letters, then special characters and then letter combinations. So this method, it depend upon the recognition by touching method. Each character has to be memorized by the person, and Braille text can be produced by hand or by machines. Typewriter like devices and printing machine have been developed to fire the Braille system. This is your chapter number 16. I hope you have understood it very well. Thank you.